The problem is, this you're going to learn, people assume Matthew 24 is about the second coming. Now, can you make a case that part of the prophecy is about the second coming? Yes. The problem with that is, every time you see the word generation used in Matthew, it's always referring to Jesus' generation. You want me there?
Okay.
If you look at some of the ancient commentaries, you will see that you'll find even early Christians taking Matthew 24 to refer to the Lord coming to destroy Jerusalem and the temple and ending the Old Testament era with the destruction of Jerusalem temple. And it's not about his return to the earth. Because what is the context of Matthew 24? Well, the context begins here. You ready?
Yeah.
So guys, listen, this is called the partial preterist view. Partial preterist is a view held by many early Christians. What it means is some of the prophecies you think are future were actually about Christ coming to destroy Jerusalem and the temple, ending the Old Testament era, ending the need for the temple, right? Ushering in the church. Okay, you with me there?
Yeah.
I have posts on that. So that's called partial preterism, meaning that you believe some of these prophecies are about the Lord destroying Jerusalem, while still affirming he will return physically, bodily, to judge the living and dead. But Matthew 24 is not about it. This was a view held by many Christians in the early centuries, and it's a view I hold. So this interpretation shows there's no problem. Here, let me show you what the context is. So what's the evidence that Matthew 24 is about Christ coming to destroy Jerusalem and the temple, not him returning to the earth physically? Well, the context. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you do not want it. Behold, your house is being left to you desolate. For I say to you, from now on, you will not see me until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. So what is Christ going to do because of the Jewish rejection of him? What is he going to do?
Leave the house desolate.
What house? What do you think he's talking about?
The
Think
house
about
of
it. What
worship.
house? Say it again.
The house of worship.
Yeah, what house of worship is in Jerusalem?
The temple.
You got it. And guess what?
I told you I'm slow.
No, sorry, brother. The reason, now, by the way, let me explain why I ask people questions. When I ask people questions and put them on a spot, that forces them to focus more deeply, and they won't forget it again. See why I do it?
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if I just give you the answer, you may doze off and daydream. But if I'm asking you, you will be all the more focused, and you'll make every effort to listen because now you're intimidated. See, that's why I do it. People wonder why I do it. That's why I do it, guys. I drill you and ask you questions because that will force you now to listen. And once you understand, you won't forget. You want proof that the house is the temple? Just go to the next chapter, dude. Matthew 24. And what's it about? And remember, there are no chapter divisions in the Greek manuscripts. And coming out from the temple, Jesus was going along, and his disciples came up to point the temple buildings to him. And he answered and said to them, do you not see all these things? Truly, I say to you, not one stone here will be left upon another, which will not be torn down. So what's the context?
I gotta read it again.
Yeah, don't.
Told you I'm slow.
No one's as slow as Odd Chaldean. Please don't beat him. Okay. And he answered and said to them, do you not see all these things? Truly, I say to you, not one stone here will be left upon another, which will not be torn down.
So he's talking about the destruction of the temple.
Oh, that's Matthew 24?
Yeah.
Now watch. Now, as he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately saying, tell us, when will these things happen? What will happen? Destruction of the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what will be the sign of your coming in the end of the age? What age? This is where people get confused. Notice the sign of your coming. How will we decipher you have come to destroy the temple? And he says, here are the signs. And he gives you the signs, right?
Yeah.
And now he gives you signs. Signs for what? They're asking him, when will this happen? What will happen? You just said the temple buildings will be destroyed. Not one stone will be left on another. When? And what will be the sign that you've come to end this age? The age he's talking about is the end of the Old Testament era. The Old Testament age, period. Because when God destroyed the temple and Jerusalem, that was a sign for the Jews in the world. He's done with Jerusalem and the temple. It's over. In other words, God no longer works covenantally through Israel and no longer is to be found in the temple of Jerusalem. That age is done and over with.
Right.
So notice, and then he gives you the signs. He goes, all right, here's what's going to happen. And he gives you the signs. I'm not going to go through all the signs, right?
Right.
Then they will deliver you to tribulation, will kill you. Is that what happened to the apostles?
Yes.
And other disciples. Now, here's where they're going to catch you, though. Hold on, brother. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be proclaimed the whole world as a witness to all the nations. Then they will come. See, that's got to be second coming. Ha ha, I got you, Sam. Ha 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 ha, I got you. Okay. So what will be the objection? Rejecting my interpretation, which is not mine, that this is referring to destruction of Jerusalem? Here. Hold on, buddy. Jesus says the gospel is preached to the whole world. Then the end will come. They haven't preached the gospel to the whole world, right?
Right.
So that seems like a good objection, right?
Yeah.
You want me to give you proof from the Bible that according to the New Testament, the gospel had already reached the whole world before Jerusalem was destroyed?
Yes.
See? Okay, so what must happen before Jerusalem will be destroyed? If my interpretation is correct, Christ is saying this is about Jerusalem temple being destroyed, ending the Old Testament age. Well, what must happen before that? The gospel has to be proclaimed throughout the whole world, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Did it happen? Yeah. Romans 1:8. First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being proclaimed throughout the whole world. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
In other words, the danger of reading your Bible in light of the 21st century context is that you're going to get the Bible wrong and confused if you don't first try to understand what these words meant to that first century audience, not to you.
The Bible is written for us, but not to us.
Exactly. So as far as the first century context is concerned, when Paul wrote this letter to the Christians at Rome in the 60s, had the gospel been proclaimed to the then known world?
In Romans, yes.
And he's saying the faith of the Romans has been announced throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
So that means the whole world had heard about Christians and heard the gospel, right?
Yeah.
So was that condition already met before 70 AD?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was right. And still, here, more proof. Speaking about the gospel being preached, look at here. Watch here. Romans 10, 17, 18. So faith comes from hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. But I say, have they never heard? On the contrary, they have. Their voice has gone out into all the earth, and their words to the ends of the world. So, according to Paul, did the whole world hear the gospel before 70 AD? Okay, still maybe you're not convinced. Writing to the Colossians. Because here, Colossians 1, 5-6. Because of the hope laid up for you in heaven, of which you previously heard in the word of truth, the gospel, watch, which has come to you, just as in all the world. Also, it is constantly bearing fruit and multiplying. So the gospel was already preached throughout the world, and it's bearing fruit, and it's increasing.
Interesting.
How about here, Colossians 1, 22, 23. Watch 23, but here, now watch here. Colossians 1, 22, 23. But now he reconciled in the body of his flesh through death, in order to present you before him holy and blameless and beyond reproach. If indeed you continue in the faith, firmly grounded and steadfast. Notice conditional, guys. No one saved, always saved, folks. If you continue, remain faithful, then you'll be glorified. If you remain steadfast, not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which you've heard, which was proclaimed in all creation under heaven, and of which I, Paul, was made a minister. So all creation under heaven already heard the gospel at that time?
Interesting. And I like how that also refutes the once saved, always saved.
Right? So you got it?
Yeah. Okay.
So now, did that condition, where Jesus says that the gospel of the kingdom must be preached throughout the whole world first, before Jerusalem was to be destroyed, was that already met?
It looks like it.
Well, I mean, it's black and white, right?
Yeah.
So that means no one can use Matthew 24:14 to show, no, it's about the end of the age and Christ's return to the earth. See what I just did? But now, let me anticipate another objection. You ready?
Yes.
Because this is the other objection. The coming of the Son of Man. But immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. And then the sign, notice, sign. This is very key. The sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and great glory. Now, here's where people get tripped up. Guys, I'm going super in depth to help you. I've done sessions on this, because this seems like he's saying Christ will be seen physically. Number one, did you catch it? It says the sign that he's appearing.
Yes, the sign. Okay.
Number one, right there, that's a dead giveaway that you will not see him physically with your eyes, but you'll know he's come to destroy Jerusalem by the signs. Because notice what they asked him earlier, right?
Yeah.
Watch here. Tell us, when will these things happen? What will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Now, please pay attention, because I'm going to show you the word see doesn't mean seeing physically with your eyes, but perceiving with the mind. Christ has come to judge. Okay. So then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and great glory. Now, let's see what this word see means. Now, you go back and rewatch this part. Okay. Oh, here it is, guys. Behold, perceive. Notice, perceive. See, take heed. Saw, see, seen, appeared, seeing, look, like, okay. To stare at, by implication, to discern clearly, physically or mentally. Doesn't mean have to see with your eyes. To experience. See it? Do you see what it means?
To behold or perceive. Okay.
Huh?
To behold or to perceive.
So it doesn't mean see with the eyes necessarily, right?
Right. And this is the Greek, right?
Yeah, properly to stare at, i.e., by implication, to discern clearly, physically or mentally. Mentally discern and see, not with your eyes necessarily. By extension, to attend to. By Hebraism, to experience. Passively, to appear. Behold, perceive, see, take heed. Here again, in case you don't believe me. Properly, see, often with metaphorical meaning, to see with the mind, i.e., spiritually see, i.e., perceive with inward spiritual perception. So what does he mean when he says, then you will see the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven? Does he mean
you will
physically?
Or you'll perceive them in your mind. You'll know them.
Meaning you're going to know he's come to destroy Jerusalem, to prove that he sits enthroned, and this is the punishment of the Jews for rejecting him. Right?
Right.
That's why it's the sign that the Son of Man has come. By these signs, I will now see and realize he has come to destroy Jerusalem as proof he reigns in heaven and he's no blasphemer.
Okay, that's really that really clears it up. Wow.
Well, hold on, we're not done yet, because I want to show you this is the only plausible meaning in the context. You know why? Because Jesus told the high priest that he would see the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven. But the high priest died and Jesus never came physically. There you go. Matthew 26, 63, 64. But Jesus kept silent, and the high priest said to him, I put you under oath by the living God, that you tell us whether you are the Christ, Son of God. Now watch. Jesus said to him, you yourself said it. Nevertheless, I tell you, hereafter you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power, coming on the clouds of heaven. When did the high priest ever see Jesus seated in heaven and coming with the clouds of heaven? That never happened, right?
Not physically.
So either this is another false prophecy, or we don't get what these words mean.
Okay.
So what does it mean when he says to him, what does it mean when he says to him, you high priest, you will see from now on, I am the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, and I'm coming with the clouds of heaven. What does he mean by that? Can I show you what it means? It's that word orao again. It's the same word, dude. Matthew 24:30. The one that says, properly, see often metaphorically, meaning to see with the mind, i.e. perceive with inward spiritual perception. Oh, so when he told the high priest, You will see the Son of Man. He didn't say you're going to see me physically with your eyes. You will understand, and then you will know for certain, when I destroy Jerusalem and the temple and destroy you, I reign.
Wow.
Now we got the meaning, guys, what our Lord is saying? So, because this is another one, they'll say, oh, wait, the high priest never saw Jesus come. Well, that's not what he meant. The high priest did not need to see Jesus with his physical sight, because that's not what the Lord is saying. Basically saying, you will perceive that I am the Son of Man. I do sit enthroned in heaven when I come to destroy you, Jerusalem, and the temple. Right?
Yeah.
Now, guys, fact check me, because I've heard this. I haven't documented this. They go, the high priest Caiaphas was actually killed during the Jewish war, and to humiliate him, they dragged his dead carcass through the streets. Hence, now realizing his sin and condemning his Lord, God, and Savior to death. All right, so now we got it?
Yes.
All right.
That's much more clear now.
But there's one more aspect they're going to try to turn against you to catch you. Right? They'll say, oh, but hold on, brother. No, we got you here, brother. Now here, they're going to say, oh, you'll see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of the sky with power and great glory. Now here, I got you here, brother. I got you, brother. And he will send forth his angels with a great trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the sky to the other. No, see, brother, that's second coming, brother. He's going to send angels from heaven. All right. You want me to refute that too?
Yes, please.
Okay. Notice when he's going to send the angels. Trumpet of heaven will be blown, meaning now it's time for the angels to spread out throughout the whole world to gather all of God's elect. Now, let me show you something, brother. Are these spirit creatures? Or is the Lord saying, after I destroy Jerusalem and temple, I'm going to send my human messengers, my human angels, and they will now go throughout the whole world and gather all the elect through the preaching of the gospel, which is what happened. The church kept expanding and growing and increasing because they kept sending missionaries all over the world, because now the Gentiles were grafted in and they became true Israel, whereas the nation of Israel was cut off and only a remnant of Israelites are being saved in every generation. Okay, now let me show you. Now, did you confirm? Again, fact check me. It's been a while. Caiaphas was actually killed and had his dead carcass dragged in the streets? All right, now, not you. Not people. Okay. Now, let me prove to you the word angels doesn't always mean spirit creatures. Let me show it to you.
Right, it can be messenger in the Greek.
Exactly, but some people are going to think, no, brother, you're just a liar, brother. All right, right here. Speaking of John the Baptist, all right, just so you can know, it's speaking of John the Baptist, he says, Jesus says, Matthew 11:10-11, this is the one about whom it is written. This is the one, it's not about John the Baptist, right?
Yeah.
About whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger ahead of you, who will prepare your way before me. So who is the messenger?
John
the Baptist, right?
Yeah.
He's human, right?
Yes.
But the Greek says, my angel. Let me show you the Greek. Let's go to the Greek.
Interesting.
So what kind of angel is John?
Well, he's apparently one that eats honey and locusts.
Yeah, so he's not a spirit creature, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Here's the word. Ego apostelo ton angelon mu. The angel of me. So John is called an angel. There you go. Let me send the link to everyone.
Wow, I wouldn't have been able to find this on my own.
All right, thank you. Well, the Wikipedia. How did he die? Because someone fact checked Wikipedia saying 46 AD. How did he die? I was told this again. That's why I say fact check me. I heard it secondhand. I never verified it. I actually heard it from a pastor that they dragged his dead body. Right. So again, yeah. See right here. There. I don't know what Wikipedia you're reading. Jesus Christ reigns has shared this with me. Hold on, buddy. I guess you got your facts incorrect. Here you go. So I wasn't told a lie. Not long after the death of Yeshua, Judas Barabbas incited the result in Joseph Caiaphas being dragged from the Temple Mount and beaten to death by an angry mob. Well, there you go. Yeshua 37, 33, 34. So there you go. So 46 AD. Still, that's how he perceived Christ was reigning over him because Christ struck him dead like a dog. So there
Wow.
you go, guys. That's what he said, right? You're going to perceive who I am, Caiaphas, that I am the Son of Man seated in heaven, and I'm going to come in the clouds. How are you going to know this? When I strike you down and destroy you like a dog. So I wasn't misinformed. Now he knows. Now he sees, right? Okay, now, guys, what kind of angel is John? Watch here. What kind of angel is John? Watch here. Notice this is saying, this is he, John, ton angelon. Let's see what the word angelon means. Oh, it's the word angel, Holmes. A messenger. So now God called John an angel. Behold, I send my angel ahead of you. But John is a human angel because angel means messenger. So now in light of that, now let's see what Matthew 24 means. You ready? You ready now? In light of that?
Yes.
Okay, Matthew 24, 29 and 31. Now we understand what it means. When Jerusalem's destroyed, the temple is destroyed, that will be the sign by which you will now perceive and realize I, the Son of Man, have come to destroy Jerusalem and the temple as judgment and punishment for you rejecting me. And once it's destroyed, then I will send my angels, meaning my human messengers, the evangelists, the Christian missionaries, all over the world to gather my elect to me. And we've been doing that ever since. So in other words, if you interpret it the way I did, nothing about Matthew 24 has been left unfulfilled. Nothing. So then there is no false prophecy because did that generation witness it?
Yes.
So where's the false prophecy?
In my head, I guess.
All right. In fact, to prove to you it's referring to his generation, when we go back to the previous chapter, okay, look what he says. Here's the same language here. Truly I say that this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. Now look what he says here, right? On account of this, behold, I am sending you prophets and wise men and scribes. Some of them you will kill and crucify, and some of them you will flog in your synagogues, persecute from city to city, so that upon you may fall the guilt of all the righteous blood shed on earth, and from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I say to you, all these things will come upon this generation. So Christ is saying, this is the generation that's going to witness the destruction and punishment on the Jews who rejected me and will kill my emissaries when I destroy Jerusalem and the temple. And that's where the prophecy comes, right? Jerusalem, Jerusalem.
Okay.
So where is any part of this prophecy unfulfilled?
I don't think there is now.
In fact, you know what the Christians were going around telling the Jews?
What's that?
Jesus is coming to destroy this place. Here. Why do you think they brought Stephen up for charges? Right here, Acts 6, 13 and 14. And they put forward false witnesses who said, this man never ceases speaking words against this holy place and the law. For we have heard him say that this Jesus the Nazarene will destroy this place and alter the customs which Moses handed down to us. And that's exactly what they preached. Right there, Acts 6, 13 and 14. Stephen, the first martyr, was telling them, God is going to destroy this place. God hates this place because you rejected Jesus. Now, a false witness doesn't mean a witness who lies. This is where you're going to get confused. A false witness means a witness who is slanderous, who's malicious, and intends you harm to get you in trouble. Are you with me there?
Yes.
A false witness means he's not an impartial witness who just wants to state facts. It's a witness who has malicious intent in harming you. And sometimes they'll do that by twisting your words or taking your words and presenting them in the worst imaginable light. So what was the Christians telling the Jews? Here, Stephen. Stephen was warning the Jews, hey, see, look, he never stopped speaking against this holy place and the law. What is he saying? The Lord is about to come and destroy the temple, and he's going to change the laws of Moses. Because once you destroy the temple, you make obsolete many of the commands of Moses. No more priesthood, no more sacrifices. So did the Son of Man come and destroy Jerusalem, the temple, and alter the law of Moses?
Yes.
There you go. Prophecy fulfilled.